Everybody, a little louder. जोर से बोलिए।
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. I welcome all of you to His Holiness Chandramauli Swami daily class. And today we have His Grace Vrshabh Prabhu, who is going to enlighten us on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, chapter 16, verse 29. And uh, topic is, are things approved or planned by Krishna? So, Hare Krishna, Rishabh Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, and all glories to you. Would you like me to share the screen or should I?
Hare Krishna, you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Prabhu. You want to share the screen?
Okay.
I can make you co-host.
Can you share the screen?
Yes, I
I'm
have done,
just
Prabhu.
trying this new application just to try to make an experiment for notes. Uh, okay, and I see that you don't see me like you don't see my video, right? You just see
I can
this.
see. I can see your video, Prabhu.
You see my video? Okay, I see
Yes.
something like Roberto Rosandich is recording this call for note-taking purposes. Okay, I don't know what this means. Okay, yeah, sure. That's another
Is that not yours?
date.
I
Okay,
think I thought this was you, Roberto. Autumn.
let's stop video. Okay, that's nice. Okay, let's start. Really
Okay,
inspiring
Prabhu.
topic, which I'm not going to give conclusions today, but we're gonna see how wonderful Krishna is. Just like a glimpse of his like great powers. Did you share the screen?
No, no, Prabhu. I thought you can share the screen. Maybe I have made you co-host, so you can share the screen.
Okay. Okay, let's do it. Button. Srimad Bhagavatam, text 16th, 14, 15, 16, the two keepers getting cursed. Okay. Okay, why don't we have this one so I can share the screen? Share the screen. Start the screen. Okay, you see this?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Very shortly. Splendor. Okay. So. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritam Naracharduro Talam Deri Saraswati Vyasat Jardudirayat. Today, dear devotees, we're gonna read a story of Gaya Vijay, the two doorkeepers of Vaikuntha, and we're gonna speak about a topic, real interesting topic about approval and planning. I think that now with the 2024, we are trying to plan things, try to approve things, and I'm gonna speak about how much is Krishna planning and how much Krishna is approving, and is there any difference between these two? we have here a situation of the third canto, 16th chapter. Just to give a little overview of what was happening in the third canto. So Diti and Aditi of Kashyapa Muni, the two wives of Kashyapa Muni, Aditi, she wanted a child and she wanted it in appropriate time. She started to seduce her husband, and the mystical Muni, being seduced by her wife, he actually kind of accepted her proposal to merge, to actually to unite with her. And he said that because of that, you will get really demoniac sons. So what happens? Aditi is pregnant. She's trying to hold on to the child, which she knows they are demons for 100 years. And even though they are in the womb, so the children are in the womb, but they are clouding they're actually expanding the darkness in the universe, so much so that the demigods are getting afraid. The demigods are approaching the Brahma and asking Brahma, "What's happening? We have no idea. It's like crazy things happening. Our power is being reduced. We don't understand why is it happening." So Brahma is starting to explain the story of the four Kumaras, the firstborns, the first creature, actually the first four persons created by Brahma. They went to Vaikuntha, and when they were they were actually getting in through the gates of the Vaikuntha, the first one, the second one, the third one, the fifth one, sixth one, and at the seventh one, finally somebody stopped them like, "I'm sorry, who are you? Why are you doing this here? Where you came from?" So this giant Vijaya, they were the goalkeepers, and they stopped the Brahmanas for small Kumaras. They were actually naked small children. So the whole drama became like, oh, they were really angry. Why did you stop us? Oh, you like wicked ones, you envious ones, how can you stop and check such a saintly brahmanas? And then, they cursed them, and Jaya Vijaya became humble, and they were kind of begging them for mercy. And then the Lord came by himself with the whole entourage to save the day. And he started to pacify the Brahmanas. The Brahmanas started to see the Lord. First time they smelled the lotus, like the lotus feet and tulsi on the lotus feet. They become, from Mayavadis, personalists. They become bhaktas. And Lord satisfied them, pacified them, and then they went away. So now we have a situation where Jaya and Vijaya is speaking with the Lord. And really interestingly, even though all of that was happening and happened and everything, now we come to the situation where the Lord is explaining how he was planning all of it already. Interestingly. So let's read the text. This is the third canto, 16th chapter, text number 29. Bhagavananugavaha yatam ma vaishtamastu sham brahmateja samartopi hantum neche matam tume. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The Lord then said to his attendants, Jaya and Vijaya, "Depart this place, but fear not. All glories to you. Though I am complete and nullifying, I'm sorry, although I am capable of nullifying the Brahmana's curse, I would not do so. On the contrary, it was my approval. It has my approval." Purport. As explained in the connection with text 26, all the incidents that took place had the approval of the Lord. Ordinarily, there is no possibility that the four sages could be so angry with the doorkeepers, nor could the Supreme Lord neglect his two doorkeepers, nor can one come back from Vaikuntha after once taken birth there. All these incidents, therefore, were designed by the Lord himself for the sake of his pastimes in the material world. Thus, he plainly says that it was done with his approval. Otherwise, it would have been impossible for inhabitants of Vaikuntha to come back to this material world simply because of Brahminical curse. The Lord especially blesses the so-called culprits. All glories unto you. A devotee once accepted by the Lord can never fall down. That is the conclusion of this incident. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gnana Shalakaya Chakshum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Namo Vishtam Swaptam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadanmayam Padanti Sambadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saktam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakambitam Shcha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishaya Bhutale Srimate Chandramauli Smamaniti Namine Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Smamaniti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Kurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashate Shatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So how is it possible? How is it possible that the brahmanas from material worlds can curse spiritual persons? That means that some envious brahmana can just curse the whole Vaikuntha to fall down in material world, isn't it? Sounds ridiculous, sounds impossible. Well, because it is. But everything seems like a lila of the Lord. Of course, this is really high topics, and I'm not here to make conclusions. I'm just here to go a little, just to kind of try to understand a little the all-pervading, all-powerful, all-controlling the Lord, so that we be fearless in our preaching movement, so that we be fearless in our devotion, in our any advancement we have to make in this year to be fully sure of the Lord's potencies. And have also few sentences as well, full sentences as well to back this up. So, first one thing that I would like to share with you is some qualities of Krishna. Qualities of Krishna. And one good thing about the qualities of Krishna is that you try to remember a person who really reminds you of these qualities. And when you kind of think about these persons, you think about Krishna empowered this person with these qualities. So it's Krishna's qualities in the person. Truthfulness. The definition of truthfulness is words of honor is never broken. That is truthfulness. So someone who gives his word of honor and never breaks it, this is truthful person. Krishna is truthful. So he never breaks his promise. Or he does he? Genius. He is a genius as well. Why? He refutes any kinds of opposite elements with newer and newer arguments. Genius and new ideas. So whenever he has some situation, and actually it is mentioned that even though he comes once in the day of Brahma in all the universes, each time, even though the pastimes are similar, they are never the same. He's a genius to find newer and newer ways to do the same pastimes. I heard that once in the previous time, day before of Brahman, how we say Brahma's yesterday. Krishna, when he went to Mathura, he didn't went with Krura. He went on the Kalya snake. I think it's written in Srimad Bhagavatam as well. The acharyas are sharing this. Some of the other qualities, extremely clever. How to define extremely clever person? Performs various types of work at once. Extremely clever. In this pastime as well, we will see that Krishna was actually manifesting many different work, many different points, many different tasks at the same time. Highly learned, highly educated, and acts strictly on the moral principles. Education plus moral. Highly educated, highly intelligent. That means that sharp memory and fine discrimination. He's an expert, which means that quickly executes a very difficult task. That means expert. An expert judgment of time and circumstance and dealing with people and many other things. So, if you have person who knows present, he knows past, he knows the future. He knows you, he knows every circumstances, he's aware of everything what's moving and non-moving. He's aware of everything how it is going. He even knows what we will decide. Krishna knows us better than we do. He knows our conditioning. He knows what we're going to choose. Will it be too much for us or not? And of course, he gives always he always gives us a challenge that we can go through. So if somebody like that is approving things, is he actually planning that? Because let's say if Vrindavanath Prabhu, I ask him for approval, can I go for an ice cream? And he's like, he doesn't know situation here or my situation or anything. So he can say, yeah, why not? Go for ice cream. Or he can say, maybe not. Maybe Maharaj will not be so satisfied if, if I let him go to ice cream. So he doesn't know the context of all the situation of the whole environment. But if actually he is like a Vipra, if he's a Trikalagyan, and he knows me very well, and I ask him, oh, can I go to take an ice cream? And he knows that if I go there and what will happen, I will lose time for doing that and this, and many other things going to happen. So he's actually planning this. He saying yes or no to something. He actually plans something bigger picture. So in the same sense, I have to take a master shower. In the same sense, is it possible that Krishna is approving something, but it's not a part of his plan? Is it possible that anything is moving without his plan? Let's see how this situation was revealing to us. In the first, it looks like everything is just happening by itself, and then the Lord came and saved the day. But when we read the translations and the purports, we have a few sentences, few of the words, which kind of gives us a hint how much of this was already in action. Approval. It is mentioned in the verse 29 that this is actually the verse which is said that I am capable to nullify the Brahmana's curse. I would not do so. It has my approval. So the curse is here, and he can nullify it. And he approves it. So it goes through his plan. And Lord, and then in the purport it said that the Lord is approving everything what is happening in the world. So the question is, if he's not approving it, and if he doesn't approve something, that means it will not happen, right? So it's not part of his plan. And then we have a purport to 26th verse of this chapter. Without his approval, nothing can go on. Now we have also plan. Plan, verse number 29. 29, this purport you have that the Lord ordained everything. He was ordained everything already. What he ordained? He ordained that for Kumaras, that 4 Kumaras would come to Vaikuntha. How come that they just came to Vaikuntha? How come that they were inspired by the hearts? So the Lord inspired the Kumaras through their hearts to come to Vaikuntha. Then the Lord wouldn't neglect the doorkeepers. They would not be able to fall down. So Krishna needed to arrange all of these things so that these things happened. That there is some case of not permanent fall down, but um, uh, fall down of short period. Uh, so it was, and you will see in the end of we are just ending of this chapter, you will see that even the brahmanas to be angry so much at Vaikuntha, it was also not possible. So it was again approved. It was actually invoked by the lords to this to happen. You have the verse 26 of this chapter. When the brahmanas was praying to the Lord, please nullify this curse, and even curse us, punish us. Don't make us punish someone who is infallible. But the Lord said in the verse 26, I am the one who gave them the punishment. Okay, that's interesting. So wait a second. So the Lord had inspired not only for Kumaras to come, not only to get angry, but also which curse to give them. So it was planned by the Lord already, and he inspired them to do this. And so what kind of punishment? Them to fall, them to be angry as a demons, to be envious of the Lord, to be fully meditating on the Lord. In the next verses, you will see actually that they say that because of the intense, angry meditation on me, you're gonna get purified from this offense. And of the whole pastimes of chivalry, of attacking each other. And the purport of 26, it is mentioned, the Prabhupada said, they were cursed by the Lord's plan. It was also approved by many authorities, also confirming the same thing. Because of the fight, because of the fun, because of to bring the Kumaras and make them devotees, so that they were actually standing on the door. They didn't enter. For Kumaras, if they actually entered the Vaikuntha, they would not come back. But because they were on the doors, that's why they were able to go back to the material world. The curse, the drama, the punishment, all of it was arranged by the Lord. Lord has lots of fun, especially with us. Especially with us, and especially when we have this like higher consciousness, then we enjoy these pastimes, even though they're sometimes unpleasant, but they're really, really nourishing. So, how to understand this? How to use this? How to use this? Is Lord planning our life as well? Is Lord planning our development? Is Lord trying to purify us for our unsincere attempts, from our deep anarthas, deep attachments? Is He planning every step of the way? Or He's approving it? Does He knows how we're gonna come back, when we're gonna come back, and how? But all in all, the way how I would like to kind of sum up this up, not by making a conspiracy and excuses for us to say, oh, that's why I'm not chanting my rounds, because it was plan of the Lord. No. Only the plan of the Lord is for us to bring us back home, back to Him. That is His plan. And unfortunately, our plan is to sabotage His plan, except of being His plan. We maybe currently, at least me, I see many different other plans I have, which I'm begging, please, Lord, fulfill my plans, because my plans looks better to me. And he's like, I don't think so. And Maharaj, at least thank God that, Maharaj is chastising me constantly. So, releasing me from all these fixed ideas. So I would like to read one. There is one also verse. I'm not gonna read it. It's fourth chapter, 17 for canto, 17 chapter, verse 36. Also speaking about the plan of the Lord. It is speaking about the purport. Prabhupada is mentioning how the Lord inspires a thief to rob a specific house. And at the same time, he inspires the householder to watch out for the thief. So, because we can have an argument, okay, Vrishabhadas, these pastimes is with the pure devotees of the Lord. The Krishna's pastimes and the world was also something based on Drupadi was also pure devotee of the Lord. Kunti Devi, the four Pandavas, five Pandavas, the Vrajavasis, Dvarakas, all these pastimes, that it's also about all the pure devotees of the Lord. But this verse says that actually he also plans the activities of all the living creatures. And is it because he wants us to suffer? No, because he wants to show us the futileness of this world. For 1736. It's 36. And I would like to also read one cool verse I was just reading the other day. This is the 10th canto, Krishna's pastimes, 83rd chapter. It is the chapter called Drupadi meets the queens of Krishna. Mhm. And so the Drupadi is asking the queens from Dwarakam, the 8 principal queens, and the 9th queen, which is Rohini, which not the mother Rohini, but the queen Rohini, which presents the 16,100 princesses that was locked by Banasura, Valmasura, and that Krishna saved, and then he married them. So it was like 8 plus 60,100, 60,108 queens in Dwaraka. Let me read this to you. Maybe I can show it to you. Why not in the screen as well? It's really interesting. 10. 83 and 43. Yes, that's it. Rajasriyo yad vanchanti pulindastrina viruta gavashcharayato gopapada sparsha mahatmanaha. The purport of Prabhupada was up to the Brahma's prayers to the Lord, after I think it's 13th chapter. So all of these other chapters until the end of the Bhagavatam is translated by his disciples, referring to the commentaries of the previous acharyas, so that you just know. We desire the same contact with the Supreme Lord's feet that the young woman of Raja, the cowherd boys, and even the Aborigine Pulinda woman desire. The touch of the dust he leaves on the plants and grass as he tends the cows. Purport. Srila Vishnavata Chakarat reminds us for the jealous rivalry that always exists between the queens of Dwaraka and the gopis of Raja. Ooh. So that's only, it's not only we have like, two groups of gopis, but we have also queens. So many groups are fighting for Krishna. The gopi is considered the sophisticated women of Dwaraka the most serious threat to their hold of Sri Krishna, confessing their anxiety to Uddhava. Kasmat Krishna ihayati prapta rajyo hata hita narendra kanya udvahyam. Why should Krishna come back here after winning a kingdom, killing his enemies and marrying the daughters of kings? Srimad Bhagavatam 10, 47, 45. Rukmini and her 7 chief co-wives considered themselves so fortunate in their relationship with Krishna as he appeared in Dwaraka that they did not especially desire to see him as he is in Vrindavan. But the 16,000 lesser queens, after hearing Uddhava description Sri Radha's super excellent qualities, become attracted to touch the dust that falls from Krishna's feet onto the grass and plants of Vrindavana. Now, the best part. Srila Vishnavata Chakravarti indicates that some commentators give this as the reason why, after the Maushala Lila, which means disappearance, these 16,000 queens were stolen from Arjuna on the road by Lord Krishna himself in the disguise of 16,000 cowherds, who then took them away to Gokula. Well, this is just one other proof how Krishna plans everything. He knows the desires of a person and he plans everything. This is not a coincidence. Everything was done and planned. So let's go back to this and let's sum it up in something that will be productive for us. Second, I think is actually the same chapter, 3rd canto, 16th chapter, we are still cursing the Jaya for the Brahmana, for doorkeepers. Okay, here is the last sentence here. Okay, we should read this whole paragraph. Brahma showed the demigods that the situation created by the darkness for which they were disturbed, so the the birth of Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, was the desire of the Supreme Lord. Interesting, they're always these demons and Ravana and Kumbhakarna, they were all so super powerful the moment they were born that nobody can do anything against it until the Lord came himself. I'm saving them for myself. He wanted to show them, even though these 2 attendants were coming in the form of demons, they were very powerful, greater than the demigods, even in the womb, who could not control them. No one can surpass the act of the Supreme Lord. This is the acts of the Supreme Lord. The demigods were also advised not to try to counteract the incident because it was ordained by the Lord. Similarly, the best part, anyone who is ordered by the Lord to perform some action in the material world, especially preaching his glories, cannot be counteracted by anyone. The will of the Lord is executed under all circumstances. So, how does this have to connect with us? How does this how to use this being fearless to preach, being fearless in Krishna is expanding this movement. Let us be the part of that movement. Let us be the tools, and let's us learn how to preach, learn how to do sankirtan, learn how to always share and to always accept the holy name and share the holy name. Let's be the part of the Lord's plan. And I hope that this lecture, this talk and the discussion that is going to come after this, that is going to be a change maker for us, that we are meditating, please Krishna, engage me in your plan, which is infallible, which is, it's perfect, complete, and help me to, in the plan, when I'm executing your plan, when I feel that it is really hard and it's impossible, that I understand all these misconceptions I have in myself, all these things that is stopping me to be your instrument, so that I can fulfill the desire of the Lord, that can, we have full control of myself and be fully devotionally engaged in your service. So, yes, I would stop here and it's like a mystical topic. So please take it away.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Absolutely nice topic. And as you rightly summarized with the last few lines, that let's have this prayer to Krishna that he engages in nicer way in his devotional service. So thank you. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. If you have any questions, comments, any realizations, please unmute yourself. And also request everybody to, if you can please switch on your video if possible. Thank you. So Vrshabh Prabhu, definitely like very, very good class. Thank you.
Any comments or realizations, please? So I
Yes,
can
Shri Mataji,
also get.
please. Go ahead.
Thank you. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to our Gurudev, and all glories to your well-researched presentation. So, Prabhu, when we say that Krishna is planning everything, then does he plan our fall down into this material world also?
Interesting, isn't it? This is like what the thing that to make that statement, because like speaking about Krishna's plan, that means like you really know his mind. You really know his mind. And speaking about the free will of the soul and karma, and this is a really high topic, really high topic. So I just didn't say that I will give a conclude solution. More like to kind of a maybe to inspire us that, you know, do I really have something to fear? Like, you know, that is really am I really thinking that, you know, Krishna is not helping me in all cases, and that he doesn't have a plan for me to bring me back as soon as possible? Well, looking at this thing, because he's all knowing, if we look at the qualities of Krishna, it is in it's like improbable that he doesn't know something, that he's not aware of something. So when we fall, or when, let's say, even though there's like a polemic, did we fall from the spiritual path? I don't know. I don't know why is it so polemic, but let's say we did. Why wouldn't he know everything that we will experience? Why is it so hard for him to know that? And why wouldn't that be a lila for him? Like that whole material world is just a lila, just a way how he enjoys. But of course, I would like to hear spirit like Guru Maharaj's thought on this. The question is, why would we make it hard for him? Why would we want to stay here? Or why wouldn't we surrender to the process and to the Guru, and get all the benefits and get just immediately out of this material world? So it looks much probable that he knows, and that he plans the journey for us. But of course, you know, maybe we can shorten it out. Maybe. I don't know, Sridevi, what's your thought, please?
Well, the Lord certainly doesn't plan our, something less for us. He always wants the best for us, like a loving father.
Mm.
He doesn't want to see us suffer. And so I don't believe he actually plans a fall down. That is actually doing harm to someone. So the Lord is never ever harmful to anyone. He is the well-wisher of every single person. But we have free will. We can choose. And so when we decided, why is this guy getting all the attention? What about me? I want some attention too. That begins our fall down into the material world, envy of Krishna, wanting to be Krishna, wanting to be the center instead of being the servant. So he doesn't plan our fall down, but he lets us go because he loves us so much that he doesn't want our love by force. He wants us to love him out of free will and choose to be with him, knowing who he is and knowing who we are. So that's my take on it.
Interesting. When you said plan our fall down, it sounds like he pushed us from the spiritual world down. If I understand the fall down of the soul in some way got on this desire to be Krishna. So in that case, when you have the desire, Lord's plan to purify us, it's the love he shows us, so that he sent, like, he kind of plans like the process of cleansing through the material world. I wouldn't say that he plans to insert in us some what do you say, some desires for enjoying. Maybe yes, maybe no, I don't know. Not in the case, even though we even all this suffering in the material world, it's just it's illusion. It's it's just like a bad dream. When you wake up, you don't consider you were suffering. You guys consider like it was a really bad experience. I don't want to go there, but it's not that you yeah, it's like it looks real, but it's in the end it's not. It's interesting. It's maybe high topics to speak in English, to discuss on it. But yeah, thank you, Sridev. You know, it's more like how to use it in a positive way to make us fearless and to make us more surrender to Krishna in the end. Yeah, sorry.
So thank you, Shridevi Mataji, and thank you, Prabhu. Absolutely like nice question by Shridevi Mataji and nice answer also. In
Thank
one way.
you. Thank
And
you.
absolutely, I think it's important for all of us to remember. I think it's a point of meditation also. That many times people ask this, that this question comes. So as Mataji very nicely mentioned that Krishna loves us, yeah, and because of that love, he has given that free will, and whatever desire we are having out of that free will is our choice, and of course it's being sanctioned by him ultimately. But we need to remember that how to use that free will in a right way or wrong way. That's our choice, and because based on that choice, we are going to determine our future. So thank you, Mataji. Namta Mataji, I see your hands raised. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to the wonderful service. Very firstly, thank you for bringing up this point that yes, Krishna loves us. We have to remind this every time to us, because in this material world, we have distresses, we have fall downs, and so we have to remember this point. Yes, Krishna loves us. That brings us back to the hope that yes, we will go back to Godhead. So thank you for that. And so when I hear of this pastime of for Sanat Kumaras and Jai Vijay, I think I have heard that the Jai Vijay was given the choice that either um, 7 lives of a devotee or 3 lives of demon. Am I correct? So why did they make the choice of 3 life of demon versus the choice of devotees of 7 lives?
Thank you very much. If I remember correctly, I remember 2 reasons for that. One is that they wanted to be as quick as possible back to Vaikuntha. That's why it was like 3 is less than 7. So, and the second one, because they wanted to fulfill the desire of the Lord to fight with someone. And it is written in this chapter how the Lord cannot fight with any demon. And if you see like Krishna, when he killed Kamsa, there was like a a domino of demons, attacking him after that, because, oh, Kamsa is my friend, you kill my friend, and demon's friend, you then the whole demon horde is coming after you. So, and it's really interesting when you see like all these demons killed by Krishna, that they didn't all get the attention like the other demons did, like the ones that he chose to, like the devotee demons. They mostly, they were just kind of a play, like they were just killed almost instantly, or with like just like something small. But when she wants to have like a really big fight and really kind of have a feel that he was really brave and and fighting, like Hiranyakashipu or Hiranyaksha, and then he brings his own devotees. So that is like special devotees have to come to fight with him. So that's why they want to also fulfill the desire of the Lord in the same sense.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you very much. I couldn't remember the reasons. Thank you for that. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Silpesh Prabhu. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Vrshabh Das. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to the assembled devotees. Happy Ekadashi, everyone. It's Ekadashi here in the UK. So Krishna, he's the master chess player. He thinks moves like 1,000 moves ahead, just like that. And we, in that sense, are his pawns. He's moving us around the chessboard. And sometimes some of those moves can really bewilder us. We can have such difficulties in life. Even though we're trying to be devotees, it's like, why, Krishna? Why? Why is this happening to me? At the time, we just don't understand. And it's very difficult to surrender in that moment as well, because you're fighting so much within yourself and around you externally. So maybe I could hear some of your thoughts about that.
So if I understand correctly, you how to surrender in this chess game of Krishna's, how to surrender more and more.
Yeah.
Surrender more and more.
Especially when you're bewildered.
Mm.
I see
It's really
Shridevi
interesting.
Mataji has raised. Maybe Shridevi Mataji, you want to say something related to this point? Okay, no, sorry. Okay.
So yeah, I'm just thinking like, what was the major shift in my spiritual life that changed this from attempting to surrender to actually surrendering? And it has a lot to do with shifting from Kanishta to Madhya, like mentality. Of course, it's not that we are establishing, but we are endeavoring, and Srila Prabhupada was mentioning so much so that we have to change from this Prakrita Kanishta, which is materialistic bhakta, to the Madhya as quick as possible. One of the key things of shifting to that is to be on Jnanamoya level, not anymore Manamoya. Manamoya level is acting on the level of the mind, and Jnanamoya is acting on the level of the intelligence. So when you're speaking about surrender is hard if the mind is attached to something. And interestingly enough, intelligence is mind's ability to deliberate. So it's actually, again, the mind, but it's like a special function of the mind. And shifting from, it's like endeavoring to understand when we are using the mind, when this mind is on a kind of a trying to give us an argument, and when the intelligence is guiding us. to actually first acknowledge these inner parts and be strict with ourselves. This is what we need, because Madhya Adhikari, if you understand one interesting thing about Madhya Adhikari, is he's not trying to preach to everyone. Gautama is not preaching to anyone. Gautama is preaching to himself. The Madhya is not preaching to everyone. Kanishta is trying to preach to everyone. That's interesting, because Madhya can distinguish the one who is envious and demoniac. They avoid them. Even though you would say, like, aren't you a Madhya? You should preach. You're a preacher. You should preach to even the demons. No, the Madhya, he preached to them by avoiding them. And he's preaching to the ones he actually recognizes he can preach to. So what's the difference then between Kanishta and Madhya? Because the Madhya learned and started to use intelligence when he's preaching, when he's interacting, when he's doing everything, he's using intelligence. And this is surrender, actually, yama niyama. This is like, and then fixing our mind and intelligence constantly to think that Krishna is the provider, Krishna is the supplier, Krishna is giving everything. This is a surrender. But this is only when we are not using the mind, but when we are using the intelligence, then it actually happens. It really establishes. So we are in the world where everything is like weak-minded. We are not minded, we are weak-minded. And now we have to come to the level of sharp intelligence like Sri Devi has, and the other devotees, that you really, have to come to that level and practice that and be aware of it. And then, you will, with intelligence, you will gonna also know how to interact with people, with devotees, and you will know how to develop love for Krishna. This is all aspects of Madhya Adhikaris. So I don't know, is that helpful?
Wow. Very, very helpful. Really amazing insights. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Yeah, interesting. I was thinking about it lately as well.
Thank you, Prabhu. So maybe Shridevi Mata, if it's okay with you, I will just go first with Balaji Prabhu. Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Please
Hare
accept
Krishna,
my
bravo.
this.
I
All
like your
glories
flat.
to Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah.
All glories to Guru and Gauranga. Prabhuji, I have a question. So, in the Vaikuntha planets, normally all the people are considered as, in mode of goodness, right? So, also the four Sanat Kumaras are all very highly educated and, exalted persons. So how come, they came into this mode of, cursing, the Jaya and Vijaya, so, and into that situation? How do we need to understand that in such a Vaikuntha planet, Prabhuji?
So how is it possible that people become angry
Yes,
in the lower modes
yes, Prabhuji.
in such a place as Vaikuntha, where is pure goodness, even not even goodness, but pure goodness?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Is it? I'll need a help with that one, that's for sure. I didn't study the full chapter fully. I know that it's written in the chapter, and it's written like sometimes part of it when it happened, the part, and later on it was reflected on how it was impossible for them to get angry. One of the things I do remember that Krishna arranged that. He arranged that to them to be angry, but the Kumaras, I don't think they were in pure goodness. There's a difference between goodness and pure goodness, because goodness, there is still tinge of passion and ignorance. So even though, let's say, you have like what is called Kashyapa Muni, or no, who is it? the Munis who were meditating like in the mode of goodness, but then they get angry and then they burn things around. So they were like goodness, 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 passion, passion, passion. So it's that's the problem with the mode of goodness. It seems okay, it seems stable, it seems like everything is paka, but it's not. It's like just a moment of catastrophe still. I don't know if anyone else have some more insights, maybe, please.
I think, Prabhu, you covered nicely. Only thing I would say, just to add that, as mentioned in purport by Prabhupada, that in these Leela, nothing can happen without Krishna mercy. So all these things happened because of Krishna. Wanted everything.
Thank you. Thank
But no, once they are in with Krishna. So it's just all Krishna plan.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you for the question. Sri Devi, corrections, please.
No corrections. Beautiful class, wonderful class. In fact, I'm really deeply appreciative of how much thoughtfulness has gone into making this presentation, because you quoted 4:17:36, and I was thinking about that, how Krishna as the super soul is directing the thief, go into this house and you can steal a lot of jewelry over there. And then at the same time, he's telling the householder, be very careful about thieves, lock everything. So Krishna is managing so many contradictions of millions of souls. This is just two people, but millions of living entities. Krishna is the father of not millions, uncountable living entities. And he's managing everyone's desires, because he is fulfilling the desires of everyone. Just see how magnanimous the Lord is and how powerful. We cannot even understand Krishna's power. He's omniscient, he's omnipresent, he's all knowing, all seeing, all wise, all merciful, all powerful, everything. I mean, he's God. But it's just inconceivable, his power, his glories, his magnanimity. So I was appreciating your quoting that particular, verse in with that example. That's all. Thank you.
Amazing Om Tat Sat Siddhanta.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhu. I'm just looking for chat. If I think there was one question from.
Do you have any comment, Vrindavanath Prabhu? You are a learned scholar. You just
No, Prabhu. I'm
you're
not
just
at
covered
all.
by smoke like fire.
No. I'm just trying to learn all like basics. So, no, it was really, really good class. I absolutely agree with Shri Devi Mataji that the kind of references you used, and also I personally, it's Ekadashi, so I don't want to say anything wrong. Even the way you answered the questions, that's also so nice. Nicely you responded. So I think Guru Maharaj mercy is flowing inside you today. So all glories to Guru Maharaj also.
At least one day in a year.
No. So if
Thank you, what is
no
it?
any, yeah. So Scarlett Mataji, you have any question, because you posted few things on chat? Are they all answered, or you still have any question? Okay, Mataji.
Yeah, and the marathon, Srila Prabhupada marathon just ended today. So I ask for blessings to devotees so I can continue doing Sankirtan, not like, okay, this is finished. I need 2 months of traveling in, desert islands, with coconuts, that I can continue serving like devotionally. So with
Prabhupada marathon finished on
satisfaction of
24th of December.
Well, we have from the first to the first, like the whole month, and then one more week because it's the Advent here. Like there's still kind of a sense enjoying here, so we are trying to use that to give
Okay.
them. ultimate
I thought it's a
satisfaction.
worldwide 24th to 24th this year. And also they mentioned that
I
in
think it's
future
like
also.
individual based on the location, though. No.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so if there are no any further questions, comments, then maybe with your permission, Vrshabh Prabhu, we'll close this class today here. Maybe give devotee more time for chanting and doing all more devotional service today on such auspicious Ekadashi day. Although one thing remembers, now comes to my mind before I close, with your permission, Silpesh Prabhu. I remember when I mentioned in one of the class, Happy Ekadashi, and Guru Maharaj very nicely corrected that. And I remember that, and I will remember that for my life. That Ekadashi Mata is always happy. Why you need to say that Ekadashi happy? Yeah. If you have to glorify her, say all glories to Ekadashi Mata. So that I remember, and any such things happens, I always try to avoid that word happy before those day, and focus is that all glories to these days.
Thank you for the
Anyway, sorry,
association.
my like a small comment, and no like point to correct anybody, but just thought it was a nice memory I had from that day. So it's good, like we follow more and more whatever our guru is saying, and we just try to bring more in our life, even like a small conversation, some things which makes our guru happy. I think that's what we should do. Even small things matters. So thank you. Vanchikalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhu vyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gurudev ki jai, Vrshabh Prabhu ki jai, Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, devotees.